Hey, whatever. Let's see. Good morning. There it is. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Having a little piece of Kimmy D for breakfast.
I don't know. How is everybody this morning? Good morning. Good morning. You too. Be careful. Don't forget the thingy, please. Just either put it in here by my purse or
Did you call for pickup?
I didn't call. I put in a request. Good morning, everybody. Don't forget the thingy though. Put it in here by my purse or sit it on the couch on the porch or something. But yes. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Trying to get started this morning.
Oh, sure.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Y'all are quiet. Quiet. Just quiet. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody gonna talk today? There. Like everybody's coming in, but everybody's being quiet. Everybody's being quiet. Good morning, Casey. It's okay. I do the same thing. It's like you start a show and it's like, oh crap, I forgot my coffee or I forgot my water or something. Yeah. That's all right. How you doing this morning? Jimenez, Jay Jones, Becca. Boy, Becca, I bet you when you buy stuff on here, people are like, oh my gosh, we have such a long screen name. It's hilarious. Yeah, that's why because I don't think mine, compared to some people, I don't think mine is very long, but everybody always misinterprets mine. And there's not too many people that even have Winter in their name, so everybody just calls me Winter. It's like, all right, whatever. But welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. One day closer to the weekend. I did a show last night until about 11 or 11:30 last night, so I'm a little on the tired side today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Good morning, Lola. How is everybody doing this morning?
Hell no.
What's the matter?
I can't leave without my coffee.
Oh God, no! You can't leave without your coffee or your breakfast.
And breakfast.
You do. Good morning, Kate-Up. How are you? Essie's Plant Therapy. Welcome. Altotas. Hey, Leanne. I'm good. Driving into work. Nice. Good morning. Good morning. This is seller support, seller chat, Q&A, whatever the freak you want to call it. Usually I have a topic of discussion, but I don't today. So let me know what y'all want to talk about. You got questions about anything about the app or selling on the app or whatnot newbie, Plant Mama Bear, like a total whatnot newbie or just a seller newbie? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Her shows are a little nutty. I usually do her Sunday shows with her and together we are hilarious. Good morning, Cryptid. Oh, seller newbie, no worries there. Well, you probably have a crap ton of questions, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat at all that you guys want. And if I miss a question, feel free to repost it. Let's see. But what y'all want to talk about? You need to talk about shipping, or if you got questions about how the app works, or questions about going live, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. We do these every Thursday. I started doing this in the plant category several months ago, and this is not just for plant sellers in here, but it seems like the plant sellers have the most questions about shipping and stuff like that. So trying to get started selling too, totally just jumping into it. Cryptid curios. Yeah. It's, sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes that's what you've got to do. Just jump into it. Shipping and putting the prices. Okay, how does everyone feel about local pickup? I've been selling 6 years locally. We do local pickup. We have quite a few of our customers that will meet in public places. We've got a few that are friends. So, meeting up with them at their houses or something like that is not a big deal. But if you do local pickup, put your address in as like a local Walmart or Dollar General or something like that. That's what I would do. So whenever you go in to click on, put on the free shipping, it's going to ask you for an address. Never put your home address, ever. Even though, they're going to see your home address when they get your package, but anybody can see your local pickup address. So just find a Walmart or, something like that that's close, and find that address and put that in, just for safety purposes. I love selling my plants, but I tell you what, shipping my plants knocks my shipping time by a lot. Becca, it is absolutely. That is the one thing that a lot of people, sellers and buyers, don't realize how long it takes on the back end to get those plants out. In the plant category, you do have 8 days to get your stuff out. I never hit 8 days. I always get my stuff out in 2 days. 1 if I can. But even if I have a show, the most plants I've ever sold in a show was like 175. And I thought I was going to die when I was trying to pack those plants up. Because I have nursery trays that hold 12 plants. And I know, I was nuts. But it was a game day and we had fun. That was also the longest show I ever did. I was online for over 7 hours. That was a lot of fun, but I was exhausted. And thank God we did it on a Friday, so we had all weekend to pack. And all of them got out on Monday. So, but I have it down to kind of a science because it's just me. I don't have anybody helping me. And you guys probably don't have anybody helping you either. But as far as time-wise, I do things in stages. So I take care of the soil first. I fluff and wrap the soil for everything first. So that takes a while. I mean, that's a pretty fast process, but it takes a while, especially with, an average of 100 plants. And then it takes an average of 15 minutes per tray to fluff and wrap in the paper and put their number on them and stuff like that. So selling 100 plants, that's, 8+ trays. There's 4 hours right there. And people don't realize that. What's the rarest plant I've ever sold? I don't typically sell rare plants. When I do, they're not necessarily rare. They're just expensive. I mean, I've sold caramel marbles and stuff like that, but I don't generally sell the rare plants. Now, as far as like pothos are concerned, I have quite a few rare pothos that are hard to find, and I propagate those and I sell those, but a lot of them are very slow growers, so I haven't even put a lot of them into propagation because they're just not at the point where I can put them in propagation. So if I had to say, those would probably be in there because I've got rare pothos and rare Scindapsus in my personal collection. Do you really like what? Question mark. What about, I don't do orchids. Do you really like what? Question marks. I'm not sure what you're asking, botany. Do I really like whatnot? I don't sell orchids because orchids are expensive. Oh my gosh. Botany, girl. I tell everybody, if anybody is looking for a good plant app to help you keep track of your collection or the care, the best app that I've found, and there's a lot of different ones, but Planta, Planta, Planta. The thing I liked about that was you can actually put pictures and you can do updated pictures and stuff like that. But I also liked it because I can put my stuff in different sites. So, and a lot of these aren't up to date. I haven't updated these in a while, but I have like all these different sites in my house, like my hallway, front door. I've got, living room, the whole 9 yards. But pothos, epipremnums, I have one plant stand that is all pothos. I do not sell cacti usually, and I'll come back to that. I have one plant stand in my hallway that is all epipremnums, another one that is all Scindapsus with a few Rhapidophoras, and then I've got some pothos hanging in my kitchen window. I have 85 epipremnums and at least 60 different varieties. I'm doing a plant tour this afternoon. Stop it. Oh my God. I know, right? I'm doing a plant tour this afternoon. Right now it's scheduled for noon. I might push that back to like 1 or 2 o'clock, but I'm doing a tour of my personal collection. It's not a selling sale. It's just people have asked to see all my shit. So, bookmark that and come in. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's a personal goal of mine to have as many of the Tarunos and Asiokas as I can. I don't have all of them, but I've got quite a few. Yes. But yeah, you had asked about, I think it was you, Supa, that had asked about cacti. I don't sell cacti and succulents on a regular basis because I don't know anything about them. I really suck when it comes to succulents. I mean, they're easy care, but we have mother of thousands and mother of millions that grow like wildfire in our yard. So occasionally we'll sell those, but yep. All the Japanese pothos. That is my goal as well. I've got quite a few. Gosh. I mean, I've got a bunch. I've got Himiko White Marble Sport, Potho, let's see, Bumpy, Junior, Resort, Valencia Cast, Chartreuse, Love Song. That was my most expensive one. Wakakusa. I've got more. I just don't know why they're not in here. Carnival, Crystal Green. I've got a bunch of them. Hoya's here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get back. You love violets. African violets. Yeah, African violets are easy to grow too. Hoya, lover there. I have to have plants that can handle neglect. Yeah. How do I bookmark your show later today on here? Okay, so easiest thing to do is to go up here to my profile. And then when you go to my profile, hold on, I'll show you. So when you're not going to see me on here, but when you go up here to my profile, just click on my name. Maybe. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, so you'll click on my name, and then it will take you to where you can actually see my profile and my shows. If you could just click on shows and then you just bookmark, there's like a little flag in the upper right hand corner, and you can bookmark all the shows. Okay. Now, here's another thing, especially for you guys out there that are sellers. Here's another thing that you guys want to do, and I need to make sure that I put this in here. Give me just a second, because there is something that is very important that I don't know if Kimmy D is in here yet, but I'm going to pin an item down here for you guys. There you go. Okay. This particular, and you feel free to steal this. I stole this from Kimmy D86. Don't buy this, obviously. But if you will click on this listing right here, and then when you open it up, oh my God, what is wrong with my thingy here? Okay, you will see you'll see the picture and you'll see this little flag. If you will bookmark this listing, I put this into all of my shows. A lot of sellers have noticed and a lot of buyers have noticed that people who are bookmarking you or bookmarking your shows are not necessarily getting notified of when you go live. This way, if I import this item, if I import this item into every show and you bookmark it, you will get notified. Okay? So bookmark my shows, but also bookmark that, because obviously that's never going to sell. You love my dogs. I love my dogs too. Never had the time before. Now I need the money. Yeah, I hear you. I used my laptop on my phone on my first live. My laptop took over the camera. Your laptop took over the camera only because, okay, so when you bring you have to start streaming from whatever device you want to stream from. Like right now I'm streaming from my iPad. Usually I will stream from my phone or my iPad, and then I have my laptop to run the auction. That way I'm not constantly doing this and tapping on the screen and making myself jump all over the place and driving you guys nuts. Your laptop, probably you may have accidentally hit the stream from here button. And that's just a newbie. That's just a newbie error. You'll get over it. You'll fix that. You'll figure it out. But I definitely recommend that if you're going to do a live, that you try to have two devices, even if it's two phones. The only issue that you're going to have, good morning, Kimmy D. Speak of the devil, I was just mentioning your name a couple minutes ago. I know, what'd you do? You will not, if you open up the show on your phone, like I'm streaming from my iPad right now, if you open up the show from your phone, you will not see anything other than the chat. Now that's fine. If you're okay with that, that's fine. I was talking about the item down here that I stole from you to bookmark so that people would get notifications. And so I'd mentioned your name. So yeah. But you won't see anything. So you can run your show from here if you're okay with that. My recommendation is that you don't run your show from your app at all, but you actually have, of course you're tardy. It's butt cracked on early for you. Have it running on another iPad, have it running on another laptop, something like that. That way you can always see your stream as well. So you can see whether your stream is glitching. You can see the chat, you can run your auction, everything like that. So choose a device to stream from, whether it's your phone, iPad, whatever, but run your auction from a completely different device, preferably a laptop. Okay? That's my advice anyway. But yeah, I'm going to mod you, Kimmy. Daisy, I'm going to mod you too, just in case. since you're up, I might as well give you something to do. You're one of the most knowledgeable sellers on this platform. Always, I appreciate that, PZ. I do. I struggled with this app and this selling platform, just like you guys did, whatever. I'm such a brat. Shut up. Whatever. I did 2 lives yesterday. Plus I had, and I don't know what is going on with Banana Farmer and her show. She has technical difficulties every damn show. I think honestly because, okay, I'm in the living room right now and my modem is literally 6 feet away from me. So I never have issues with my stream. I can do a show here in the dining room with my plants. I can do it on the back porch. I can even go to the greenhouse and it's still within view shot of the modem. I can do my jewelry shows and it's still within, 30, 40 feet of the modem. But I think with her, because it's in the garage and it's completely concrete, I think it has issues. So we're either going to have to move the modem, which could screw up everything else. I even have an actual Ethernet cord that runs from the modem to one of our computers. And when I run from my iPad down there, we don't have issues. But if she runs from any other device down there, we have issues. But the problem last night was I had just run a show with my iPad, so it hadn't charged. So anyway, we got to figure that out. But let's see. Let me scroll back up here. I didn't get notified till you pinned it. See? Isn't that wild? That's really wild because I know you follow me. I know you bookmark my shows. But yeah, it works. This works, guys. Feel free to steal it. Thank Kimmy D for that one because she figured that one out. Okay, when I did my notify listing, I set my picture to something that was really, really crazy, hilarious, and very me, getting my hair done. Okay, cool. Have you tried using internet extenders? Like we have one that plugs into the hallway and helps the connection in the front room of the house. No, but I think I'm going to try and I'm going to be out in Brownsville today. So I think I'm going to stop by Best Buy because that might actually help. I was thinking about that this morning. It's like, I got to do something because it's stupid. It's just stupid. But anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, there's poor Donna, I know, but she goes with it, but thank God I was around because, we use those 2 and they work pretty good. If you guys have any recommendation on a brand, let me know. But, yeah, I definitely, I've thought about that. See, my phone is a Samsung. Hers is a piece of crap. So she did a show last week where she went outside and did a tour of the banana trees and stuff like that, and she had terrible issues with that. So she really needs to upgrade her phone. I'm sure Netgear is probably a good one. See, your husband and I would get along really well because I research everything too. But I'm just going to go to Best Buy. I'll be right by there, so I'll just go to Best Buy and see what they have. But I think that's a great idea, especially since Xfinity. Ooh, see, I don't know. We don't use Xfinity. Our internet is T-Mobile. Down here, you don't have hardly any option for internet. You have Spectrum, and when we had our condo on the island, we were forced to use Spectrum, and I hated it. So when we moved here and 3 years ago, and the only option was Spectrum, I quickly did other research. So we have T-Mobile. I'm down in Laguna Vista. I am about, good morning, Maddie. We are about 20 minutes north of South Padre Island. So we live real close to a tourist town, number one. But, it's like I joke and say, my 1 or 2 day or same day Amazon Prime does not exist. If I order something on a Monday, I'm lucky to have it by Friday or Saturday. It's crazy. because there's no hub close by. The closest hub is like San Antonio, which is 4 hours away. But, if that's one of my only complaints about being down here, that's one of my only complaints about being down here. But yeah, I definitely, I'm going to look into the Wi-Fi extenders. So, because I think, that would help her greatly. Plus, she'd be able to go outside a little bit more easily. I'm in a city that's grown exponentially in the last couple of years, and it's the same with my Amazon. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, we do. We love it down here. We do love it down here. And everybody's like, oh, you live close to the coast, you're going to get hurricanes. And, we did a lot of research before we even thought about buying a condo on the island. And there had only been like maybe 3 hurricanes in 20 years. And most of them hit North Padre Island as opposed to South Padre Island. So that was pretty cool. But, I mean, I can grow pretty much anything. My hibiscus grows pretty much all year long. And they're huge. We have huge hibiscus plants. They're as tall as I am, and I'm 5'6". And actually, I've got a couple that are taller. We've got bird of paradise. We've got spider lilies. Of course, we've got palm trees. We've got banana trees. We can grow anything. So, can't wait for your glacier to root. I pray you don't put it on the spin though. No, I'm not. Yeah. I have. Hold on. I don't know. I have several. So don't worry. I got you. I got you, PC. But yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff, and then I'm doing a plant tour this afternoon. Right now it's scheduled for noon, but I might push that back to like 1 or 2. So make sure that make sure you bookmark this, and then when I go live, I'll pull that into that show, and then you guys will get notified of it. But yeah, I'm doing a plant tour, so y'all will see my Scindapsus collection, and you'll see my ever-growing pothos collection. So booked, marked, can't wait. Oh yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot of cool stuff. Guys, wait till you see my. Oh my God, what is that plant called? Hello, what are you called? Oh, I just totally. I'm looking at this plant. It's one of my favorite plants, and I just totally spaced out. I don't know what it's called. I do have Japanese Global. I have 2 or 3 of them, but they are the slowest damn growers. I've had them for several months, and they have not produced a long enough node for me to be able to propagate them. Squamiferum. Philodendron squamiferum. It's huge. My squamiferum is huge. The one with the fuzzy petioles. I love it. I just love it. It's one of my favorites. But yeah. Anyway, hairy legs. There you go, hairy legs. All right. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. Glad Japanese. Yeah, I also have Gabby philodendron too, but that also is a very slow grower. You just lost your squamiferum? That sucks. What time did you finish? Somewhere around somewhere around 11. I was on for about 2 hours, and it was a good show. I was surprised because I think I'm going to do that again. I try to stay away from the big jewelry sellers that do similar stuff. So I've noticed morning shows are okay, but it was good last night. I know, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, because we did the plant show at 2, and I was on until 4 or 5, and then I helped Banana Farmer. How do your gnat drops work? They kill the motherfuckers. I'm sorry. They work really well. They you basically it's like a 50 ml bottle. It'll last you for a while. You use 3 drops per gallon of water every time you water. Okay, 3 drops. Witchcraft and souls. Yes. Yes. I have, like little jar that says, blood of my enemies. But and if you have a really bad problem, you can use up to 5 drops. Okay, but there are other products out there on the market. There are other sellers that swear by stuff that's like tea drops or death drops or whatever they're called. But the problem with those is that they only kill the larvae. Okay, there's something about these gnat drops that not only do they kill the larvae, but they also take care of the adults. And I think what happens is that when the adult lands in the soil to lay the eggs, it gets into the exoskeleton of the adult and winds up killing those too. So the life cycle of a fungus gnat is like 21 to 28 days. And it's hard to break that life cycle. So the first thing that I did was I used no soil whatsoever in any of my plants. None of my plants. Even the plants that I sell to my plant community, I don't have soil. I do coco coir and perlite and vermiculite. But I have a very chunky mix that I use. I also don't overwater. I use the self-watering pots. And the only reason I use the self-watering pots is because they have the clear base so I can see when the water comes through. That way I know that the plant is watered. I only have a couple of plants, like my squamiferum and a couple of my big monsteras that don't have the clear bases, but they're huge pots. So yes, I do. I do. And here's the fun, even a funny story about the coco coir and the brick form. I had recommended to somebody that they use the coco coir and my soil is mixed. They're like, they got all the ingredients. They're like, this is really hard. This is hurting my hands. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I've been standing here trying to break up this coco coir. I was like, oh my God, just soak it in some hot water. It was funny. I you don't think about that. And if you ever buy the cocoa husks that are in brick form, soak those too. So you do the same thing first. I know. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. Now, I mean, sphagnum you can break up pretty easily, but Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, the first time, the first time that we used coco coir, I had gotten one of those big ass bricks. They were like, I get the little bricks now so that they're manageable, but we had got one, and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and I'm like chopping at it. I'm like, what happens if I just add water to it? So it was a complete by accident thing to get it to add water to it, to get it to soften up and separate. But hot water works better than cold water too. We do all learn the hard way. You can get splinters if you try to fight the brick. Yes, you can. Never fight the brick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but the gnat drops work. Switching to soil less helps, but the gnat drops work, and you can also use it for mosquitoes as well. And I do have those little flying insect traps near some of my plant stands too, but they don't catch anywhere near like they used to before I started using the gnat drops. Good morning, bro. Hey, bro. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy one day freaking closer to Friday. And so, yeah. But yeah, they're awesome. If you have an issue with fungus gnats, you will thank me. I'm telling you. But yeah, there's other stuff that other sellers swear by, and shit don't work. Shit don't work. But it's just like you have an issue with fungus gnats. Yeah. One of the first things is definitely try the gnat drops, and like I said, 3 to 5 drops. If you've got a really bad problem, use up to 5, but in a gallon of water every time you water. And even when your problem gets under control, you'll notice a difference within a couple of days. I'm telling you, you will notice a difference within a couple of days. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yes. And if there's any sellers on here that, okay, so don't take this the wrong way, guys. So this raid train, Daisy and I are hosting a raid train on October 4th. It's a Saturday. We are trying to do a cross platform thing. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Leanne. That's one of the very last things I put in. I do my silica gel, my silica gold first, stir that up, then I add all my other stuff, and then I put my nat drops in, and then I go. If there are non-plant sellers in here right now, we are looking for non-plant sellers. Plant sellers are right now on a wait list. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and right now we have the raid train going till about 5. We've got about 4 or 5 spots left, and then we can always add more spots. But if there are any sellers in here who do not sell plants, whether it's, I don't care what it is, jewelry, if you're a storage unit person, if you've got pots, whatever, if there's anybody in here, send me or Daisy315 a message and we will send you the link to sign up. Okay. But we really want to try and do a cross platform raid train. So a raid train, first question is, do you understand what a raid is? So a raid is where a seller does their show, and then at the end of their show, they will see what other sellers are live, and they will actually raid. So they'll take all their people, whether it's 10 or 100 or 500, whatever it is, they'll take all their people and they'll dump them into your show. So it's a great way for you to get new followers, new buyers, etc. And then don't let me forget to talk about raid train etiquette too. But a raid train, it starts and then it goes all day long. They're 30-minute spots, and you get to sell whatever you want during that 30 minutes. But you just have to, at that 30-minute spot, you're going to raid into the next person that comes in behind you. And it's a way to build community. It's a way to get new, hopefully, buyers and followers and stuff like that. I mean, you want followers, but you really want those followers to be buyers. And it's going to be fun. Kimmy D's going to be on there. Daisy's going to be on there. I'm actually doing jewelry on there. We've got, I don't know, maybe 8 different plant sellers. We've got some other people, I think there's a crystal or gemstone seller that we've got a bunch of different people. So if you are right now it's temporarily closed to plant sellers unless you sell other stuff. If you sell other stuff, you just got to sell other stuff. Because again, we're trying to do a cross platform, because as Daisy brought up to me, there are a lot of people who don't know that plants are a thing on here. Okay. And there are a lot of other people who, they know that plants are here, but they don't know what other categories are here. So it's a great way. And there are some really good sellers that are going to be on this raid train too. So we're excited about it. Raid train etiquette: if you get raided, if you're doing a live and somebody raids you, there's a couple of things that you need to do. And one is, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great show. If you have a mod that can pin the person who rated you so that people can follow them, always ask, hey guys, let's say Crazy Plant Lady comes and raids into my show. Thank you, Crazy Plant Lady. I hope you had a great show. Everybody do me a favor, bookmark Crazy Plant Lady and her shows. And then if you can, run a giveaway. If you can, oh my gosh, that would be perfect, Crystal. Send me a message. And if you haven't signed up for it yet, send me a message and we'll get you to sign up so that you can sign up for a spot. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that aren't selling plants. I mean, if you normally sell plants, that's great. Like I normally sell plants, but I'm selling jewelry that day. So, but yeah, try and run a giveaway if you can. If you can't, no big deal. But if you do run a giveaway, say, okay, Crazy Plant Lady just rated me. So okay guys, let's get a giveaway going. This one is in honor of Crazy Plant Lady and her her peeps that she brought in with her. So, and that'll help keep the people that you got rated into your show for at least 5 minutes. And then be prepared. Like Donna, when she gets rated, she's got giveaways to do, but she will also run some of her more expensive items, like Stanley tumblers, brand new Stanley tumblers. She'll start at like $20. You guys know Stanley tumblers are expensive. So when she gets rated, she'll run a Stanley tumbler for $20, So there's a lot of different things that you can do, but you just want to be prepared for it. You just want to be prepared for it. This is priceless. And you know what? If you forget what we're saying, I am multicasting to YouTube as well. So you can always go back to YouTube and rewatch and see how stupid we are on our lives, because it's fun. I don't usually multicast my live sales to YouTube, but I love you being here. Can you talk about how you decide on starting prices? Sure. There's a lot of different rules of thumb. So when you're talking about starting price, you mean what you want to start your auction at, or what you need to sell your product for? Because those are two different things. Okay. So let's say you've got this remote control that you're selling. All right. How much did this cost you? Number one. Let's say it cost you $1. Okay. How much do you want to start it for? Don't start it for $1. Because if you do dollar starts, and you've got to remember that there's going to be something or a lot of somethings in those dollar starts that you do only sell for $1. So by the time you sell this item for $1, you're welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you, Plant Mama. If you sell this for $1, by the time Whatnot takes out their fees, the Stripe credit card processing takes out their fees, you're going to earn about, I think it's 54 cents. I could be slightly wrong about that, but let's just say 50 cents. So you've earned now 50 cents on $1 start. Okay? Costs you $1. Remember, this costs you $1. So guess what? You're losing money. If you sell this item for $2, okay? I don't know. Somebody can do, oh yeah, there's a credit card fee too. Absolutely, there's a credit card fee. Whatnot takes about 8%. I don't remember the exact amount. Whatnot takes about 8% commission. And then Stripe has a 3% credit card fee. So you're talking about around 10, 11% that's coming out. Plus, there's a transaction fee of, I think, 30 cents. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. So with $1, you've already got, let's just say it's a 10%. So there's, you're down to, there's 10 cents. And then you've got 30 cents transaction fee. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Everybody takes a credit card transaction fee these days. So rule of thumb is don't do dollar starts unless you can afford it. Don't do dollar starts unless you are a big seller and you've got a shit ton of people in your show. And by a shit ton of people, I mean you've probably got 60 plus people in your show to do a dollar start. Okay. I have not done dollar starts on this platform. I did dollar starts on another platform and I got burned a few times, and I never will do dollar starts again. Let me not say never, because I don't like the word never. The only time I've done a dollar start is when it's like, okay, guys, look, this plant needs some love. She needs some love. She needs some TLC. I'm calling her a rehab plant. I'm sure that somebody can bring her back to life and make her beautiful. I'm going to start her at $1 because she needs a new home. Okay. You got to set your prices for what you are comfortable getting the item for, or selling the item for. So if I need to make $5 on this item, if I have to make $5 on this item, I'm going to start it at $5. If I need to make if I spent, $15 on this item and I've got to at least make my money back, I've got to start it for 15 to $20. So you just want to sell so you can buy more. Welcome to the insanity. I was thinking of doing a virtual yard sale for my first show with all $1 start just in my practice show. I don't really care about the profit. You could do that. But just remember, number one, you can do practice lives and you can invite like your family to help you. I wouldn't, they wouldn't bid or anything like that because it would be a practice, but it would be a way for you to practice going live and learning how the app goes. Don't do the rehearsal mode. Actually, when you schedule your show, make sure that you choose the private mode, and then that way, if you want your family or your friends to come in and help you, hey, is my lighting good? Is my setup good? Can you hear me okay? Hi, Susan. How are you, my friend? Thank you so much. And then you can share, just like you would share a normal show, you would share your private to those particular people. So, okay. Okay. PZ, you said shipping. Oh, packing. Okay, so let me go back. I'm really scared to start selling because I hate packing shipping. Yeah. If you're doing plants, the packing and shipping is awful, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Buyers don't realize how much time goes in. That's what I was saying earlier in the show. If I sell 8 trays of plants, that's 96 plants. It takes me about an hour to an hour and a half to stuff and wrap the soil alone. That's and I'm good. I'm fast. It takes me about an hour to an hour and a half to do almost 100 plants. Okay? But as far as stuffing the leaves and wrapping them in the paper, it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes per tray. Okay? So there's another, let's just say 3 hours. So now I'm at 4.5, 5 hours, and then it takes about an hour or more to do the boxes and do the shipping. So you're talking about almost all day, but I still ship in 2 days, and it's just me. I started using the vet wrap because of you. Yeah. Oh, the Coban. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Coban, but I mean, we just use the plastic wrap. The plastic. I don't have any handy. The 4-inch handled plastic wrap that you would use. You can get at like U-Haul for your moving and stuff. So would you say it's wiser to do a show, package that show, and after you're done, start to schedule the next show? Yes and no. Okay? Yes and no. I do not think that you should do a show and not have any other shows scheduled. Okay? Because you can't tell people, hey guys, make sure you're following us and bookmarking our future shows. If you have none scheduled, it also, I think, shows people when you've got at least a couple of, it's the stretch wrap that they use on like your Band-Aids and stuff like that, the medical stretch wrap. It comes in different colors and it sticks to itself. It's expensive, but if you've got some laying around, but if you've ever taken your dog to the vet and they've had their blood drawn, they'll wrap it. That's the Coban. But if you don't have shows scheduled, or if you only have one show scheduled or something like that, I think I think it kind of gives the impression to people that you're not professional, that you're not serious about doing that. Go to my profile, click on shows, and look how many freaking shows I have scheduled. I am scheduled all the way to November. I always have shows scheduled. Okay? So when I tell people, hey, go follow and bookmark, they can bookmark all these shows. They might not want to be in that show necessarily. Yes, it does. If you reschedule and never cancel a show, always move it. Okay? What if you just started and you can't really buy in bulk yet? It's okay. It's okay. At least make sure that when you do a show, that you've got at least one, maybe two shows. Maybe just pick one day a week for right now. Okay? Maybe just pick one day a week. Yeah, schedule a TBD. Absolutely. How many plants typically in one shipping box? It depends on the size of the plants, Angela. It depends on the size of the plants. So normally I don't sell huge plants. If I do a hanging basket, that's one to a box. If I do, tall plants, that might be one or two to a box. But generally, most plant sellers do 5 to a box. Yeah, most do. Now, which brings me to the next statement, and I say this every time I go live, and I need you guys who are new sellers to really hear me. If you are planning on selling plants, if you are selling plants and you're a newbie, you better be checking your state regulations. And I'm dead serious when I say this, okay? You better be checking your state regulations. And this is what you need to do. You need to go to Google and you need to type in literally, do I need a license to sell plants in the state of blank? And fill in your state. Do I need a license to sell plants in the state of blank? 95 to 99% of you are going to live in a state where you are required to have a nursery or floral or some sort of plant selling license. Okay? You have to have it if you want to sell plants. I don't care if it's a hobby. I used to say, hey, if you're doing it as a hobby, you don't need to. But nope, regulations are getting ready to change, guys. Regulations are getting ready to change. And no, Whatnot cannot control it because Whatnot is a huge company and they don't have the staff to control it. But I should be able to go to somebody's profile. You can go to my profile and it says, I don't have my license number in there because I don't share that unless you really need it. But you can go to my profile and it says, we are a licensed nursery in the state of Texas. That gives people confidence. Your State Department of Agriculture is your advocate. They are not there to shut you down unless you screw up and start selling plants without a license. Then they're going to basically ban you. No, you don't necessarily need the business license. You need a reseller tax ID to sell anything. Anything. Whether it's plants, crystals, whatever. If you're selling and it's more than like a 1 or 2 time a year garage sale thing, you need a reseller permit or a sales tax ID. Plus there's benefits to that in that if you want to do a wholesale account with somebody, you're going to have to supply that reseller tax ID to the company that you're buying from. And then you'll get the wholesale prices and you won't pay sales tax either. But as far as selling plants, guys, I have seen this happen where you never know who's in your shows. Okay? You never know who's in your shows. And you might have somebody come into your show just because they're shopping for plants and they're like, oh, they're in my state and I work for the Department of Agriculture in their state. Let me look them up. And they're going to look you up. And they're going to say, oh, well, and I'm just going to use Crazy Plant Lady because that's the only name right now that's popping up. Crazy Plant Lady. I don't have anything for Crazy Plant Lady. So they're going to start doing a little bit more research and you might get a letter that says, hey, we have been, I don't know what the letter's going to say, but just for example, we have been notified that you were selling plants and that you may not have a nursery license. Please provide documentation. Because, like we are Winter Wolf Arts Garden, my license is under Winter Wolf Arts. I'm sorry. It's the only one I could remember. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll use Daisy because I'll use Daisy 315. So Daisy I don't see Daisy 315 has a nursery license in the state of Texas. Can you please provide your documentation? Okay. So Daisy's like, yeah, I'm a licensed nursery. Here's a copy of my documentation. We're all good, right? But then you got, let's say, I threw Kimmy D under the bus this time. Kimmy D 86. I don't see if she's got a nursery license. Kimmy D, do you have a nursery license? Can you provide me your documentation? No, I don't have a nursery license. Guess what? Kimmy D's going to probably get shut down and fined. Yes. Yeah, you should, anytime you sell anything. Like, I don't know what the regulation here is in Texas, but I know in Oklahoma, you were allowed to have 2 garage sales per year without a reseller permit. If I had more than 2 garage sales in the state of Oklahoma, I had to have a reseller permit. Is that not crazy for a garage sale? So yes, in order for you to sell anything online, just do your research. Do I need a license to sell online? Do I need a reseller tax ID to sell online? Yes, you do. Period. End of conversation. Do I need a license to sell plants in the state of? And it will come up and it will say, yes, you do. Now, Arizona, Arizona is one of the few states that doesn't necessarily require a license to sell plants. So that's Rare Plant Daddy. That's how he gets away with it. He doesn't have a nursery license. Okay. But here's the thing about a nursery license and the State Department of Agriculture. They are your advocate. They are going to come and do your inspection, which is no big deal. They're going to look at your plants. They're going to look at your setup. Some states require soil testing. Some states, like Florida, have very strict regulations. Okay. It can be very intense. See, and that I love that, Kat, because that's just going to instill confidence in your buyers. Okay. But they're your advocate, guys. Just do the research. Selling plants is not easy. Selling plants is fun. I absolutely love it. I love shopping for plants. I love selling the plants. I love meeting with all my plant people and educating everybody on the plants and feeding my plant addiction. But I do it right. I do it the right way. We live in Michigan. Nursery license is needed only for winter hardy plants. Okay. Hold on. Hold on a second. Because somebody else had messaged me about that. And I'm not sure. Let's see. Hold on. Do I need a license to sell plants in Michigan? Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. It says you likely need a license to sell, specifically a nursery stock license. Okay, blah, 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 blah. You do not need a license if you are growing and selling only certain plants, such as annual flowers, cut flowers, non-hardy vegetable plants, or cut Christmas trees and greens. You may also be exempt if you are a nursery dealer who only buys from licensed in-state growers. So when I pull up the information for Michigan, it's telling me that you do. Winter hardy is not not correct. That's when people say that to me, I cringe, because winter hardy doesn't necessarily mean you don't need a license to sell plants. I mean, house plants are considered winter hardy because they're house plants. So it says you most likely don't need, oh, we can't see that. You most likely don't need a license if you're selling annual flowers, cut flowers, non-hardy vegetables or herbs, chrysanthemums, small scale growers potentially with less than a quarter acre of nursery stock or 200 square feet of greenhouse space. A license fee may apply, but this does not exempt you from potential inspection. So again, reach out to the State Department of Agriculture and make sure that what you are selling does not require a license, because a lot of people see that and they're like, all right, so here we go. Here's the actual who needs a nursery license in the state of Michigan. Any person, firm, partnership, association, or corporation engaged in the business of growing, selling, or reselling winter hardy perennial plants must be licensed in Michigan. Trees, shrubs, perennials, fruit trees, berry shoot. Winter hardy perennial plants include trees, shrubs, perennials, fruit trees, berry plants, rose bushes, vines, herbs, rhubarb and asparagus crowns, strawberries, bulbs, and other plants capable of surviving the winter without special care when planted outdoors. Those who do not need a nursery license, those who only sell annual flowers, cut flowers, non-hardy vegetable plants, cut Christmas trees, cut herbs, and chrysanthemums. So nowhere in there does it say anything about houseplants or succulents or anything else. So do your research. Winter hardy doesn't necessarily, yes, see? Winter hardy does not necessarily mean you're safe. You need to say, okay, if you're selling houseplants, if you're selling tropical houseplants, that's why you need to reach out to them and go, okay, guys, this is what I'm planning on selling. Please help me understand. Do I need a license? And they're going to say, yeah, you probably do. So let me scroll back up because I see a lot of people were chatting while I was trying to read that. So let's see. Yeah, please just do your research, guys. Just do your research, because if you want to do this as a legitimate business and you start out at the get-go being shut down by the Department of Agriculture and not ever being able to get a license, I mean, it's not expensive. Like here in Texas, it's $110 a year. No big deal. And it's a business expense. Yeah, they will most states will come and inspect. Most states will come and inspect, which is no big deal. Florida's very strict. Yeah, I need to start doing classes. This is my classes. This is my classes. I mean, I'm not an accountant. I'm not an attorney. I just know what I had to do. I research everything. So Arizona's only, yeah, I think you're right about Arizona only being for seeds. Yeah, it's just looking for a thermal printer and related items, clear labels and such. Okay, so thermal printer, bro, just go on Amazon and search for thermal postage label printer. Um, they cost about $50-$60. I don't know why. What do you want in the clear labels for? Because you don't want clear labels for your postage labels. You want the 4x6, white labels. So I don't know what you need the clear labels for. Can you help me out with that? If I send a message, can you let me know what I would need just to sell locally? I can try, Elena, but your best advocate, because I don't know everything about every state, your best advocate is going to be your Department of Agriculture. If you're going to sell plants locally, where you're going to like flea markets and farmers markets and stuff like that, you're probably going to need some kind of plant seller license. But yeah, just if you'll just Google and you can send me a message, I'll help you. I'll help you do the research. I don't have a problem doing that. Yeah, I'll bring up the one that I have on Amazon, that I got on Amazon, so you can see it. Not trying whatnot just locally at markets. Yeah, if you want to try and sell your plants and stuff at a market, the market is probably going to ask for your nursery license. But yeah, send me a message and tell me what state you're in, and I can help you do the research a little bit on it. Pot plant, you want clear labels for your pot. Okay, gotcha. So let me show you. I'll bring up my Amazon and I'll show you, because I use for my plant labels, bro. I think you've gotten plants from me in the past, I'm sure. Why wouldn't you go ahead and get the license and CYA? Exactly, you should. But see, a lot of people don't realize that, and that's why I bring it up almost every live, and I sound like a broken record when I do it. But you'd be surprised how many plant sellers are on this app, even big sellers that are on this app that don't have a nursery license. I'm not a big seller. I'm not a big seller, but there are quite a few. I'm in South Texas. I am in 20 minutes north of South Padre Island, Texas. Amazon. So let me show you the one that I got. And it was like 50, 60 bucks. Thermal. Da, 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 da. Oh, and don't let me forget, guys, to tell you what I learned last week, and I think I learned this from Haven Goods. Did y'all know that you can get free 4x6 postage labels from UPS? Free. This is the one. This is what I'm talking about, bro. You need something that looks like this, that takes the 4x6 fan fold labels, not the rolls, because the rolls suck. I know. I just bought like 4,000 of them for like 40 bucks. And then it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was Haven Goods, that said you can get free ones on UPS. I'm like, what? You can get 6,000 free labels. You have to set up an account on ups.com. Yes, I'm telling you guys, yes. 6,000 UPS fan fold. They're the fan fold ones, which is what you need for these printers, is the fan folds, for freaking free. So I sent my 4,000 that I just spent 40 bucks on back to Amazon. Because, yeah, if I can get them for free, shit, yeah, I want to get them for free. That's why I ship using the USPS boxes, because they're free. You can get all, yeah, definitely. You have to have an account. You go to, obviously, ups.com. You go to ups.com and quit. When you go to log in, there's a link for the UPS. No, not the UPS store. Where do you want it? Let me see. Where do you want it? Hold on. I got to find it. 1 second. Nope, that's not it. It's in a weird place. So hold on. Maybe I have to log in to find it. Usually stop sending them if there's no activity within your account, but it's a nice short-term idea. You know what? It's okay. It's a nice short-term, exactly. You do go online. Yep. So I'm just looking to see where it is, because, oh, here it is. So once you log in to your UPS account, you will go to shipping and order supplies. Okay? You'll go to order supplies, and then you'll have to have an actual supply store sign up. So you'll have, this is where I kind of screwed up. But once you go into the order supplies and you've got your actual ordering supplies, you would go to labels and stickers. And then, where are they? Where are they? That's the rolls. Here we go. Direct thermal label fan fold. There you go. That's like 6,000 of them. Oh, and they have 4x6 and 4x8, so make sure you get the 4x6s. But yeah. Yeah, I figured it out, Kimmy. You've got to have an actual account. So once you log into your UPS account and then you click on the order supplies button, you have to then have an actual UPS account. Okay? So you have to have an actual, it would say you were ordering supplies for UPS account, blah, blah, blah. No, it does not cost money. The bubble envelopes are great insulation and cushion items. Yes. That's what we use. You're not supposed to, but you know what? Message me, Kimmy, and I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through it. It took me a hot minute to figure it out, and I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Yeah. Your UPS account's free. And then for USPS, get all your boxes on there, whether you're doing flat rate, whether you're doing regular priority, get all your boxes on there, get your padded flat rate envelopes. And we wrap our stuff in the padded flat rate envelopes. We wrap a lot in there, and I also use it for stuffing. But I'll probably not be able to do that. I'm ordering like 10 boxes a week because we use like 2 or 3 boxes per show. It's crazy how many padded flat rate envelopes we go through. But anyway, you can schedule, you can shop, get all your boxes delivered to you. You can schedule your pickup for USPS to come to you. I'm telling you, anything you can get for free, get it. Recycle your Amazon boxes. Okay, but please remember, if you are using your recycled Amazon boxes or you're buying boxes for $1 a pop, or whatever you're paying for your boxes, please remember that you cannot use flat rate shipping. Flat rate labels go on flat rate boxes. You cannot put a regular priority mail label on a flat rate box. You cannot put a flat rate label on a regular priority box or a brown box. Just remember that. Flat rate label, flat rate box, period. I know that there are a couple of other people on here that say that you can, but I'm telling you right now, you cannot. If you put a flat rate label on a regular USPS box, or vice versa, okay? But especially if you put a flat rate label on a regular USPS box and you ship that off, that box is going to get held hostage by the post office until your customer goes to the counter and pays the difference in price. And it's not going to be Whatnot prices. It's going to be USPS counter prices. Okay? So keep that in mind. Whatnot has a huge contract with USPS. That's why we only pay $9.21 for shipping, or your customer pays $9.21 for shipping. You try and ship that box out yourself, you're going to pay an easy $15 to $20 for it. Okay? So keep that in mind. But you can use a priority box in your own pretty envelope with a... No, you cannot. But you can use a priority box in your own pretty envelope with a flat rate label. No, you cannot. A flat rate label is for a flat rate box. Your customers, the flat rate shipping is a different rate from USPS on USPS than regulars. I know. And that doesn't mean that USPS hasn't. Yeah, it'll actually, when you print your label from Whatnot, it will tell you if it just says shipping weight 6 pounds, 4 pounds, whatever, that's a regular box. It can go on a brown box, it can go on a non-flat rate box. But if you do flat rate labels, it'll literally say medium flat rate or large flat rate. Now, if you accidentally print a label for a medium flat rate and, it's too small or it's too big, so now I got to put it in a large flat rate, that's okay. Because it's the same shipping price. For Whatnot, it's the same shipping price. You can swap medium flat rate box labels for large flat rate box labels, but you have to remember flat rate goes on flat rate. The pretty shipping envelope covers... Oh, hold on a second. So what did you say? Priority box in your pretty envelope with a flat rate label. still, a flat rate label has to go on a flat rate box. Flat rate label has to, if it says flat rate on the label, your box has to say flat rate on it. Now, if you're using a regular priority label and you're putting it on a flat rate box or vice versa, it's gonna cause problems. They're starting to crack down, guys, is my point. They're starting to crack down. Because they're starting to crack down. Now, keep in mind too, crystals and chrome, this was brought up to me by another seller too. Because we've done that where we didn't have the right box. So we would take like a flat rate box and we would wrap it in like plastic or something, black plastic, pretty envelope, whatever. USPS knows the shape and size of those boxes, and they do have the right to inspect your stuff. Okay. So let's say, for example, that you've got to ship something ground. Just as an example, you've got to ship something ground. It's got batteries in it, nail polish, whatever. You accidentally print the ground label, but you don't have any boxes. So you put it in a medium flat rate box and you wrap it in plastic and you put that ground label on it. Okay. Let's just say the USPS is being snarky that day and your package accidentally gets a little ripped and they're like, oh, we need to inspect this and see if everything's okay in this package. So you've got your ground label or your priority label, whatever, but you've got your ground label in a pretty wrapped box and it's torn and they're going to inspect it. So they open that up and they see, wait a minute, here's a ground label in a priority mailbox. Okay. Guess what? Your customer's going to get that package held hostage until they pay the difference. So be careful wrapping stuff is my point. Let me get back up. Hey, Cap City. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Don't let your box be seen. It's just a free box. It is just a free box. You're right. It is just a free box. But if something happens to that box, USPS has the right to open your boxes and inspect them. And if they see that you're shipping something ground in a priority mail box, you're going to get dinged. If they see that you're shipping something priority flat rate or priority in a flat rate box, you're going to get dinged. My sister ordered from a seller and paid for her shipping. Then she had to go to her post office to pick it up because she had to pay more money. Yeah, it happens. I'm telling you, it happens. Yeah, they can inspect. They have the right. Can you use a plain brown box? No. Okay. Flat rate labels go on flat rate boxes. Period. Flat rate label, if it says small flat rate label, if it says medium flat rate, if it says large flat rate, on your label, it'll tell you on your label. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can bring up a label and show you. It will tell you. But if you have a label that says flat rate on it, then it goes onto a flat rate box. If it doesn't say flat rate, then you can put it in any box you want other than flat rate. So let me show you. I'll show you the label. If I can show it without showing somebody's address. So hold on one second. Let me bring up shipments. Okay, so now I want, hold on. Okay, here's some with flat rate. Okay, so let me see. This was ground. Okay, priority. Okay, so let me see if I will be able to bring this up. Okay. All right, I'm going to block this person's address. But on your label, see it says large flat rate. Large flat rate. If it says that on your label, you have to do a flat rate box. Now, if you wind up only needing a medium flat rate, that's okay because it is the same price, but it has to say flat rate on the box. Okay? If your label says, no, I don't want to generate a new label. Dang it. I just want to print it. Print it. Thank you. if it says, all right, here, now here's a ground, okay? If it's ground, if it's got a big old G on it and it says ground, you cannot use a priority mailbox, period. It has to go ground in a brown box or some other box. Amazon, you bought it, you bought your own boxes, whatever, okay? It's got to go in there. Now, if you have, let me show you some other labels. So those were flat rate. And then if it's not flat rate, it's gonna have a P for priority. But see how here now it just has focus. It just says the weight. It just says the weight. Doesn't say anything about flat rate. So that can go in any box. A P label, priority label, can go in any box except for flat rate, period. Do not put priority that has not the flat rate in the corner there, right there. If it says flat rate, which this one doesn't, okay? Y'all with me? It's not worth the risk, yes. Priority labels can go on brown boxes. Plain priority, yes. How would I ship a larger item doesn't fit in a large priority box? Also, you'll have to get your own boxes for that, bro. And here's the other thing too. If it's too large to fit, it'll fit. Say you've got a large priority box that it would fit, but maybe it's too tall. You can stack. You can stack up to 3 boxes, and by stacking, I don't have any boxes handy. But by stacking, so you've got the flaps of your box, and your flap would go over your box on the bottom, and then you would just have to tape the shit out of it to keep it from coming apart. But you can stack, so sometimes that'll give you the extra height that you need. So I do that when I do like my hanging baskets, if it's a really big one. The hanging basket, like with the flaps up in the regular box, the hanging basket is coming all the way up to the top, so I don't want to smush that plant to fold down those flaps. So I'll just put another box over top of it. We can do that. If you wrap a box and tape it up with clear tape, then they won't be able to see the. That's true, but please keep in mind that if something happens and your box accidentally gets ripped or torn, they do have the right to open that box and inspect it. Stacking only for regular priority. Correct. You cannot stack regular. You can only stack regular boxes. You cannot stack flat rate. Correct. I had a customer email me week before last and said, "Oh my God, I just had the strangest thing happen." And I probably would have thought that this was a scam had this person not, if this person was not a regular buyer that buys multiple times from me in every single, just about every single show this person buys from me. But she sends me a message. She's like, "I just had the strangest thing. I got this box from you. It's wrapped in black plastic. It's torn all to shit. And when I open it up, there's nothing there. The plant is gone." And there was only one plant in the box. The plant is gone. Send you a pic of a stacked box I got yesterday. I was in like, what the hell? But everything arrived in great shape. Yeah, I've had that happen too. I took pictures. I had ordered some. I don't even remember what it was now from a seller, and it wasn't plants, but she sent it in a stacked box because they were tall items. And I took pictures of that box. Everything in was perfect. And I sent it to her. I said, "I know you didn't pack it this way because everything arrived perfect inside, but you need to see what USPS did to your box." And she was just like floored. I don't know what the hell's going on with USPS. But guys, Kimmy brings up a point. Don't try and go around the system. If you are there's so many things that you can do that are easy things to do to be legitimate. Some people might call it a cheapskate or whatever, that you want to use all the free supplies and stuff like that. And I use the free supplies. Believe me, I use the crap out of free supplies. But the other thing to keep in mind is too, you're not even supposed to use, like we use the priority padded flat rate envelopes to wrap our stuff in. You're not even supposed to do that if you are shipping ground packages because you haven't paid for the service. I'm not even going there because we do it. But I use the free stuff all the time. We use the free boxes. We use the free padded envelopes. We use anything free we can find, because everything is so expensive. The tariffs are really screwing with everybody. Even trying to get stuff wholesale these days, it is crazy expensive. Plant Trying to buy things, even wholesale plant wise, plants are increasing in price. I got to cut costs somewhere. You guys got to cut costs somewhere, you know? So, but just go about it the right way. Just go about it the right way. Cutting costs is fine. Just don't cut costs to a point that it can get you into trouble, because then you're going to wind up having those cut costs actually cost you money when you have fines. So, if your state requires a nursery license to sell plants, get yourself a damn nursery license. If you don't understand how to interpret whether you need the license or not, that's where you need to call them and say, look, I'm planning on selling philodendrons. I'm planning on selling succulents. I'm planning on selling alocasias, whatever the heck it is. And do I need a license? And they're going to say yes or no, period. End of conversation. If they say yes, then there you go. 90 to 95% of you need to have a license to sell the plants that we are selling. The tropical house plants, the succulents, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to say 95% of you. I guarantee you that Kimmy, who sells tissue cultures, she sells plants, she sells tissue cultures. She's in Missouri. You require a license, don't you? Don't you, Kimmy? Show that Frankenbox on here that I just... oh. Hold on. Did you send it? Oh, you sent it on Whatnot. Okay, hold on. Did you send it on Whatnot? Oh, you sent it on text. Hold on. Text, here we go. Oh my God. Okay, wait. That's like way too high. Okay, so this is the Frankenbox that Daisy got. So this is what I was talking about with stacking. So here's the first box, and then they stacked a bunch of boxes on here. Focus, phone, focus. They stacked too many boxes. They went way too high. And is this all one? Is this all one, Daisy? This was all taped together too? I'm surprised that the post office let that go through, number one, because these are 12-inch boxes. So there's 24 inches by 12 inches by at least 36 inches. I'm surprised they let that go through. I want to know what the hell was in the box. That's what I want a picture of, bitch. A 5'6" Sabrina. That was your candy. Yeah, I mean, just look it up, guys. Just look it up. Yep, this is her midnight candy run right there. Midnight candy run. The seller went to the nursery, and I had a huge bundle of plants, some tall ones. Nice, nice. I'm surprised that they let that go through as big as it was. But I mean, obviously, everything arrived right? Arrived good. So if they were at the nursery, I'm not going to ask you who the seller was. You can text me who the seller was, but I think since you said they were at the nursery, I think it knew who it was. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can definitely stack. I never want to get in trouble with anybody, because like I said, the fines and shit that you have to do, that you're going to be potentially exposed to, is just, it's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. Let's see. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, so I am going to pin something for you guys, and you do not have to purchase this. I'm just pinning it for you if you want to. Those of you who are sellers and have no idea what to do with your income and expenses, I created the Excel spreadsheet. It's $30. I was charging $40, but everybody has to pay shipping. I've got it on the sticker category. I've got it set up right, and for some reason, it's still going to charge you like $4.95 for shipping. So I dropped the price. But this will do pretty much everything for you. It's got categories in here, so you can. I've got some of my sample categories. You can change the categories to whatever you want. It has a workbook to put all of your income in. It has a workbook to put all of your expenses in. And then it takes all of that beautiful information and it puts it into a report. So when it comes to tax time and you need to know exactly how much you spent on shipping and postage, it's going to be right there for you. So how do you complete the order for the spreadsheet since you don't have to ship anything? I just basically send you the I'll send you a packing slip and a write thank you on it. I have to send you something. So that's what I do there. But if you do purchase it, just make sure that you send me a message with your email because I cannot send it to you through the Whatnot app, but I will email it to you and you'll get it today. I'll probably do it as soon as this show's over. Anybody who's done it. Your AG people are, from what you've said in some of your past lives and stuff, they are awesome. But yeah, it's definitely well worth it. And I've got a few screenshots in the listing too, if you want to take a look at any of that. But yeah, if you got questions when you're trying to use it. Now again, I'm not an accountant. I just know what works for me. And I don't pay an accountant. I do my own damn taxes. I've done my own damn taxes forever, and I've had multiple businesses over the years. Multiple, including brick and mortar. I've got rent houses. If anybody has rent houses and wants one for a rent house, let me know. I've got one of those too. But I need things to be simpler, and taxes are daunting anyway, and this helps. This really helps. So, all right. All right. So, let's see what else we got question wise. All right, what other questions you guys got today? Or what else does anybody want to talk about today? I mean, we've talked about some good stuff. We've definitely talked about some good stuff. When is your candy delivery coming? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I got another box last night for Halloween. I did get another box last night, but it had like 3 or 4 big candy bags in it that normally are like $25 each. So there's $75 right there, and it was chock full, and I only paid like $60. So that's going to save us money in the long haul. My Hawaiian snacks, when did those come? That's what I'm excited about, are the damn Hawaiian snacks. Because I got some good stuff coming. Let's see. Dang, it's still in damn Utah. Let's see. When are my boxes? Oh, they haven't even been shipped yet. It just says label created. Dang it. 15-pound large plant to ship. Priority stacked 3 boxes. Will the buyer pay more than the $9.21? So, bro, the trick with that is when you sell that plant, if it's already been sold, you might be screwed with a shipping adjustment, which is fine. But if in the future, if you've got big plants that are heavy, I would definitely weigh them and try and figure out your box size ahead of time. only because it can bite you in the butt. Now, you have 5 shipping adjustments each week that I think resets on Mondays. So if somebody only paid $9.21, that only goes up to 5 pounds. And it only goes up to, the magic number is 36 inches. So if your box length, width, and height is greater than 36 inches and or your weight is over 5 pounds, then you're going to get dinged with a shipping label adjustment. Okay? But just make sure that your label is correct. So when you go in to create your label, make sure your box size measurements are correct and that weight is in there correct. Because if you put in that, you've got a 15-pound plant in a 12 by 12 by 12 box and it's really a 12 by 24 by 24 box, your customer's going to have to pay extra at the counter. As long as you've got the label correct on your end when it goes out, you should be fine. If something happens and you go to do that label, like, it'll tell you at the very bottom of the screen whether you're going to have to pay anything or whether it's a shipping label adjustment. If you ever have to pay anything for the shipping, then you're going to have to eat that. Does that make sense? So let me see if I can bring it back up on my phone. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if it's going to let me do this. Actually, let's do it here. Okay, so let's do this. So, all right. So when I go into do my label, okay, I want to make sure nobody's information is on here first. Okay, so make sure your box size is correct. So 12 by 12 by 12 is the default, and that your weight is correct, okay? It's at the bottom here. This is at the bottom here that I'm talking about, that it'll tell you whether you've got any shipping label adjustments or extra shipping due. So for example, let's say I changed the magic number is 36. So let's say that I change this box to a 12 by 12 by 36. Okay? So I change it to a 12 by 12 by 36. And this is what happens. See, look at that. All right. It tells me that I'm going to now have to pay $81 for that. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you are putting your boxes in correctly. And then if you have to change the weight, let's say you change it to 15 pounds. Let's see what happens. It will tell you, again, right at the bottom, whether you've got an adjustment. And if you have something down here at the bottom, that means you're paying for it. I think I'm out of label adjustments, which is why I don't usually do label adjustments, but I think I'm out of them. But it'll tell you here, it'll have like a negative for your label adjustments, if that makes sense. Hopefully that made sense. But it'll tell you. So the bottom line is, look at the total adjustment cost down under here, and if it says anything here, that means you're paying for it. How much does the adjustment cover? It usually, if you've got 5, it'll usually cover you if you have to. The only thing that I can do is the only thing I can suggest is to go in and play with the box, put the box number or the box measurements and the correct weight in, and hopefully if you haven't used your label adjustments, you should be good. Open sidebar. Oh yeah, see, I've only got 2 adjustments available, so I don't know why. But yeah, it's you're just gonna have to kind of play with that one. I don't do shipping adjustments unless I absolutely have to. Like in my spin, usually if I sell a hanging basket, for example, I sell that as an individual plant under the shipping profile of large plant that ships separately. But in my spin game yesterday, I couldn't do that. And I had 3 hanging baskets. Yeah. Oh, so if you haven't sold it yet, that's even better. That's even better because you can go into that item, you can create an item or an inventory item specifically for that plant. Let me see if I can bring one up. Okay, so I'll just bring up something that is in here. So when you go into your actual inventory item, at the bottom, under the shipping, what you're going to want to do, since your box size is going to be weird, you want to make sure you choose custom. Okay, so when you choose custom, and then you can name it, Alocasia, whatever, so that you'll remember. Once you put in, I'm going to do just test plant for right now. I'm going to put in 13 pounds. And then once you do that, it's also, you're going to have to set the maximum number of items of 1. Once you do that, then it's going to bring up your custom box measurements. Okay. So if you put in your custom box measurements here on your actual inventory item, then your customer will get billed the correct shipping, if that makes sense. And if you need me to walk you through it, just let me know when you get ready to do that inventory item. But that's going to be the best way. If you haven't sold that big ass plant yet, then create an actual inventory item for it with the correct weight and the correct box size. And then you should be okay. And it won't come out of your pocket, but it'll come out of your customer's pocket. Hopefully that makes sense. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. This is seller support, but we're talking about all kinds of stuff today. So welcome in, but we are almost at 2 hours. Anybody have any other questions? Have I missed any questions? I don't think. Just learned USPS gives 200 free priority labels too. Planet Earth, USPS gives 250 free priority labels. You don't need priority labels. You don't need them. Unless you're doing the brown boxes and you want the priority tape labels, yeah, they'll give you those. Absolutely, they'll give you those. But you don't need the labels, because would I be able to use that for my... Absolutely, Schwarm. No, you can use it with whatever you want to use it with. You set up the categories to be whatever you want it to be. So, with your dog grooming, you might have like supplies, equipment, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you sell little, collars and hair bows and stuff like that. You could even do that. And you just you set up the categories however you need them to be set up, and it will transfer over. Absolutely, Schwarm. When is your candy delivery coming? I don't know. I just answered that one, but da 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 da. Planet Earth, what did you misunderstood? Wait, Planet Earth. Let me scroll back up. I'm looking to see Planet. Oh, okay, gotcha. With the USPS. So yeah, you can get the USPS. It says priority mail on them. You can get those labels from them. They'll actually get to give you a big roll with I don't know how many, but you can get those for free. But you don't need those on your priority mail boxes because it's already priority. But if you're doing a brown box, then you can get the priority mail labels and put on there. But you don't have to. You can definitely. And it's always available, so just let me know. Oh, that is so awesome, Schwarm. I'm so happy for you. Dog grooming, oh my gosh. That is not an easy task, let me tell you. Let me tell you. But I tell you what, if any of you have, like Sadie is crazy. Sadie can open boxes. Okay? Sadie opens her own boxes. So when Chewy comes to the door, she opens her own boxes. And she has really long nails and she hates to have her nails clipped. She hates to have her feet touched. We will dangle her, literally dangle her in a harness, and one of us has to occupy her with treats while the other one clips and tries to grind her nails. Well, came across this cool it's a piece of wood with sandpaper on it, but it has a sliding door that you can put treats in, and she scratches at that and that thing works. She's just got one nail, and unfortunately it's like a middle finger. She's got one nail that we are still going to have to clip, and it doesn't work on the back feet, unfortunately, but they work great for that. So we were so happy we came across that. I don't know what it's called. Shwarm, what are those called? I can look up. I got it on Temu for like $14. I can bring it up. I'll show it to you. Quit. I'll show it to you. Hold on. No, I don't want any more damn promotions. Jesus Christ. It works like a charm though. But Sadie's very, very smart. Now, Solely, she's only 2 months old. She's a few cards shy of a full deck. Dog nail scraper. So this is what it looks like. And it's cool. Peanut butter. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's see. Does Donna put the peanut butter on her forehead? No. No. Hell no. Yes, just message me, bro. Thank you. Just message me with your email and I will get that sent to you today for sure. Seeing like George, I mean, George will let you do anything to her. So yeah, and it was like, what? I don't know, but yeah, that's what it's called. So I mean, just look for that. It's a dog nail scraper, and Amazon probably has them too, but they're way more expensive. But these days, everything comes from pretty much local sellers on Temu, so you get things relatively quickly. But anyway, gosh, we talked about everything today, haven't we? Do we need to talk about laundry? Anybody need us to talk about laundry? How to do laundry or anything? Because I feel like we've talked about just about everything. But I got to do some plant shopping today, so I am going to ask for last call for questions for today. We will do this again every Thursday. We do it. I will be back this afternoon. I've got it scheduled for noon, but I'm probably going to wind up pushing it back to about maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. You're welcome. Thank you. Personal plant collection tour. You'll get to see all of my Tarunos and all of my little Syndapsis and stuff like that. So, yeah, you just have to ignore any messes that you see. So, I want to let you know that the hat you had on the other day. Oh my God, the strings light up. Do they really? I'm definitely keeping that then. I'm gonna have to look at that. That's too funny. Huh. Well, thanks for letting me know, Kelly. That makes it even more mine. I just think that hat was so damn cute. Worth it. Nice, 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 nice. Maybe. I don't need to put it on and put it in front of a mirror, but yeah, that's too cute. That hat, when we saw those, that was just too funny. Oh my hat. You wait until October 1st comes here, because I've got headbands and hats for the whole month of October. You're probably not going to see any duplicates. I've got all kinds of stuff I have been collecting for months. Months. Yes. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, I will be back this afternoon. Like I said, it's right now scheduled for noon. Um, where did you say we can get a free shipping label printer? I didn't say you could get a free shipping label printer. You'll have to get your printer. Amazon is probably the best place to get one. Just look for a thermal label printer. But you can get free fan fold 4x6 postage labels from UPS.com. I hope so. I'm trying to decide whether I want to take this little rugrat with me or not, because she sometimes is a challenge to go shopping with, because she's so little and she has such ADHD for a child. But it's typical for a 2-month-old puppy. But I got to get her socialized too, so I'm debating. But anyway, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. Stop back in later if you want to see the personal plant tour. I will be back tomorrow. I don't even know. I've done so many damn shows this week. It's not even funny. Yes, I will be back tomorrow at noon for the wholesale and retail jewelry show. I'm doing a raid train at 7:00 on Saturday or Sunday, and then we'll be back with plants on Monday. So, thought you were sending a thermal printer with a spreadsheet. Bro, I love you, man, but I can't fit a thermal printer into a first class envelope. That's for sure, dude. Oh, speaking of which, though, before we go, did I put those? I don't think I put them in the shop. So hold on a second, because I did grab a really good deal on some wireless microphones. I'm going to pin this too. You guys don't have these, are available in my shop all the time. These wireless microphones, if you guys do your lives and you don't have a microphone, these are the ones like what we use. It comes with 2 microphones, so you always have one charged, but it's got the transmitter that plugs into your phone, your iPad, whatever. I always have these available in my shop. So if you need one, these, I think the last time I bought one, I spent like $60 for my set. So, but I'll always have those available. I just wanted to let you know, if you're looking for them, check it out, because I got a really good deal on those. I think I paid like $18 for them or something like that. So, but you should definitely have a microphone. The only time I don't use a microphone is when I do these seller supports. I don't know. I just don't use one for that. But I'm always walking around and stuff when I'm doing the plant shows and the jewelry shows, so I like people to be able to hear me. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming in. We'll hopefully see you later, or tomorrow, or whenever. But and don't forget to follow and bookmark. And if you are a non-plant seller and you would like to participate in our raid train on October 4th, make sure you send me a message also, so I can send you the sign-up link. Right now, we have enough plant sellers. If we need to fill in some spots, we have a couple of people on a wait list. But we will reach out again if we need to fill some spots to the plant selling community. But we are trying to do it as a cross-platform. Perfect. I've seen your stuff, girl. I've seen your stuff. I think I've seen your stuff. I'm pretty sure I've seen your stuff. I think you've sent me stuff. Anyway, yes, definitely. Wife does beatable pens, box cutters. Ooh, nice. Absolutely. We would love to have something like that. Yes. Yes. If you want to message me her screen name, I can send her the sign up for that as well, because we are looking for, and they're 30-minute spots, so it's a great way to gain followers, hopefully buyers, grow our community, make people know that there's not just plants on this app and there's not just stuff on this app, there's also plants too. So it's going to be fun. Okay, I'll all right. I'll hopefully I remember. If I don't send it, because when I send the email to you with the spreadsheet, I'll send you a message and say, hey, it's on its way. If I forget, I'll remember. But if I forget to send you the sign up link, bro, just remind me. But anyway, I'm going to go plant shopping. So y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you maybe this afternoon for a plant tour. And we'll be back here next Thursday as well. I hope so. Hopefully I'll find some good stuff. But all right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye for now.